All right, folks. This was the series that I wanted to cover come second round. This is the series that has so much potential. Welcome. We've got Lix, seed 39 in this tournament, a player who's been well above that over the years in tournaments, up against Ganji, who is seed 26, typically so fun to watch as well. And to make matters even better, the starting map is Pizza Pizza, which a lot of players have been banning this tournament. So you have two villagers in each section on this map. For Lix and Ganji, they're both TCing what I call the food area, okay? So that makes sense for Ganji because he's Mongols. We'll get to that. Down here, Ganji has placed a lumber camp. So maybe trying to escape. This is more the stone area. There's more stone in this area than any other section. Lix is going to build a mill instead. And then over here, look at what Ganji has done. Ganji walled in his vills, and with two villagers is taking an elephant without loom. Really smart. And he is Mongols, so that hunt's going to be pretty fast. And then Lix is building a lumber camp here. So we basically got a lumber camp in one section, a mill in another section for both, and then the TCs. But, like, if you're thinking of the draft, Ganji's first civilization pick was Mongols. And Lix picked Celts very late. But I think, you know, there's a lot of confusion sometimes on how this map is played. But I really do think that Lix should know that Ganji will TC here. There's no doubt. Ganji might not know because Celts... I was thinking maybe the Celt player would TC here and maybe try and chop into the food area later on because the Celt player is going to want the gold for siege. It does look like Lix is going to open up this quadrant. See, I kind of like this idea from Lix. Because if he could chop through here and pass through, that's really smart. I guess he won't be able to pass through into the food area easily. But this is where all his villagers are going to be in the first place. So just not a map that's easy to figure out. And so far, pretty smooth start from both. Celts with the wood chopping bonus should make things pretty smooth. And oh, Ganji with the barracks. So Ganji's going to make Militia here. You wouldn't make the barracks at this time if you weren't going Militia. If he made it like 5 or 6 population later, it might be just a preemptive barracks so he could make a stable or an archery range. But Ganji kind of figures that his opponent's not going to have loom. And he knows his opponent has to be out here. But if you guess wrong, guys, like right here, Lix is walled in. So if that were to be walled in, I don't know, like over here somewhere, the Militia might not pay off, you know? These two vills are definitely going to be moving around looking for something. And lots of food coming in here for Lix. Resources collected higher for Ganji because he has the hunt bonus. And if Mongols can get to Mangadai, this becomes a really problematic scenario for a civilization that relies heavily on siege and infantry. Mangadai is the unit to counter the Celts, pretty much. And Militia don't have a ton of vision here. Also, welcome, guys. I'm seeing some people just showing up, getting bumped. Yeah, so Militia don't have a ton of vision, so he's spreading them out and he's looking. Now, look at the timing here from Lix. Lix is actually snagging loom because he wants to go up. And Lix has a barracks. And I think Lix may actually do a very similar thing here. Ganji looking around, has no indications on where his opponent's going to be. And he's walking, and he sees the vills, but the vills have loom. Ganji has not checked that yet. I think he's hoping that he can take an engagement and that the villagers won't have loom. Maybe he didn't even notice, but now he sees the Militia, and he's probably like, what? He's got the same idea as me? And then there's villagers on gold. So... looks like there's going to be vills on gold as well from Ganji. He actually was going to take this elephant and actually house tricked it to stop it attacking him. So he's going to take the gold there. And so there's still the hunt. There's still all these other things to worry about. Are they going to make the archery range down here then? Almost feels like they will make archers to fight for this area. Obviously, it's going to be man-at-arms for Lix. But he can't get more than two... he can't get more than 2 villagers on gold. Unless he chops through here. Which he will do soon. He's Celts. Now he doesn't know where Ganji is. He's looking around. Sees the militia in the distance. Also, we'll have faster militia. So this is kind of awkward for Ganji. Ganji's definitely thinking about placing his range here. And I think he honestly should take the fight before Man-at-Arms comes in from Lix. That's the best thing he can do, and instantly drops the range. Okay, so Lix will find that. So here we have it. This is not a horrible time for the engagement for Ganji, like we said. But he just kills one of them. And now he's got the range out, planning for archers. He's got the stable here as well. Yo, this is pretty wild. I don't think Lix is going to expect scouts, but how are you supposed to control archers here? And then also control scouts there. And then we got the archery range here from Lix, which for the time being is only in this section. But yeah, one archer could find the villagers on gold for Ganji. What a map. What a crazy, crazy scenario. So Lix is going to tower here. I guess because he knows he won't have army here in a second. For a while. And he actually chooses not to chop through. Wow, that's really intelligent from Lix. Because if he chops through, Ganji could send his range units that way. So these villas are just going to take stone now. And this archer's looking... Like, there's no way that Ganji saves these villagers. And Ganji's going to be off of gold. Meanwhile, Scout is out for Ganji. Lix sees this. Ganji's blocking like a maniac. But the TC is there. So now the Scouts are coming out too. And now a panic barracks from Lix. Guys, when do you see someone build a second barracks in Dark Age? Never. You see it on this map. Because you can't get spearmen there otherwise. I think Ganji was about to build a range here, but he just canceled the idea. I think he knows those two villas are dead. And this puts him under some pressure, obviously. Bringing in his boar. And the scouts are here, but now there's the barracks there. And Ganji's like, man, he's built another barracks. I have noticed both players get housed a bunch here. I think we need a range. For Ganji, you need a range for this section to take out the spears, right? Also need, like, a mill over here for Ganji would be insane. There's still so much food. And there's the range. Ranged units for Ganji move this way. And run into the tower from Lix. So the tower from Lix defends. So the ranged units aren't really that effective at the moment for Ganji in this area. And now I think Lix may consider chopping through this opening so his ranged units can join up. We'll keep an eye on that. But most of the focus, just because there's still so many villas here, most of the focus here. But the big thing is there is no gold access for Ganji right now. That would change if he chops through here. But Lix outposts that, sees that, is aware of the map, and is going to build another tower. Wow. So I think the best way for Ganji to get to castle this game is going to be using the market. But now he's got the skirms out. And now Lix is like, I've had the spears. I thought it was good. He's going to wall up. It's super messy. Multitasking needed here is unbelievable. But I think considering the matchup, a matchup that should be so bad on a map with a lot of hunt for Celts, I think Lix is in a pretty okay position. Okay is probably not what he wants. He wants a great position, but I think it's acceptable to be in an okay position for now. Here it looks like the man-at-arms actually are going to kill off some archers. That's actually really sick. You see the man-at-arm there freeze up a bit there for Lix. That's just a patch issue. And all the spears go down for Lix. He's distracted. And Ganji can disrupt some of the spacing here for the farms. He's still got additional hunts. He's still on berries. He could maybe click up to Castle Age without golds. He could actually use these two villagers. So these two villas could move out and take the gold, I guess. But Lix chopped through, so Lix is going to send range units in. Market from Ganji, to be expected. 0 farms for Ganji right now. That berry bush will be gone soon. This cow is done soon. He's got more hunt, but that's pretty much it. And then if he wants a lot of gold, he's going to need to chop to the outside, and that'll take some time. I actually think it's worth it for Ganji to try and build... If he needs a new lumber camp, build it here. Because this is the area you really want. Like, maybe Lix could spot that, though. Maybe Lix should outpost. Lix is... Oh, he's found these vills, guys. He's found these vills. He built the gate. He ran through with army, and there's not enough defense here for Ganji. He's going to try and eject a skirm out. He's trying to quick wall and keep his vills far enough away from this. Would be pretty clutch for Ganji to be able to save his vills here. But the man-at-arms through. Ganji's got too much to look at right now, and Ganji's going to lose 2 more vills. What a great job from Lix. So you start off in different sections of the map. Normally you have villagers in 3 sections. Oh, crazy quick wall. But for Ganji, he's just going to have 1 section. The section without gold, the section without stone. And yeah, that Vill's a goner. The quick walls will do nothing for him. So now what? Ganji has no stone, no gold. Lix is nowhere near going to Castle Age. So I think, like, you play scouts and you make 1 mangonel, maybe? Like, scout, skirm, mangonel? And then hope that these villagers chop through. I mean, this is going to take a lot of time. There's also no relics. It is a big problem for Lix, though, that he doesn't have a lot of space for food eco here. That's a lot of skirmishers, though. He needs to add more spearmen. I believe he will be. And nice job. Beautiful job. Like, it might not seem like a lot. Killing these skirms is huge, because those skirms will help with any spears that Lix will add. It's funny. Lix just went to his barracks here and added a spearman. I am absolutely certain that he did not want the spearman here. He wanted the spearman to be out of this barracks. So he just went to his barracks and went to the first one he built. Forging on the way now for the scouts. A couple more skirms for Ganji out of this range. And again, no gold access, guys. So for the light cav upgrade, for blacksmith upgrades, all these things, Ganji's going to have to use the market. To be fair, Lix is using the market as well. He still only has 2 villagers on gold, so it's not a crazy amount. These 2 villagers could also be on gold. And Ganji is actually chopping this way. Now, Lix will maybe catch a glimpse of this. And maybe needs another tower right behind the wood line. But he didn't actually see the lumberjacks there. He saw the house walls, so he doesn't have a clue. Ooh, he's going to tower there. See, he's worried about getting siege pushed. So this tower makes a lot of sense to me. But Ganji is escaping. Oh, man, Lix is out of position with his spears. Out of position big time with his spears. Knights and light cav gonna dive. The skirms will go for the spears now. This is good for Ganji. This is really nice for Ganji. He might need to YOLO some vills down for this tower too, just to make sure he takes it out. But all the spears are getting whittled down, and Lix is probably panicking because he's made it. You know, he's played well this game. He actually has more resources collected, but he's so late. And Ganji plays it perfectly, guys. He brings the vills for the tower. The scouts and skirms are still around for everything else. He does also have a mangonel. Don't! Ganji just killed his own vill. Ganji! He's got to be careful here. Oh my god. Now is he attack grounding so he doesn't do it again? That's actually a crazy attack round. Now the vills are running. He should be pouncing. He will. And he'll get quite a few kills here. And Lix is up. 2 minutes away. Has access to gold. Ganji, no access to gold. First game of what should be a crazy series. Ganji will not be able to afford a lot more siege unless he chops through here. And I'm still curious on if Lix is going to notice this. He just noticed it, but he doesn't have the stone for a tower now because of the tower he just placed. Maybe Ganji needs to get 2 vills and focus down some trees. Make sure he chops out sooner rather than later. But that's like near impossible to focus on. And we have scouts from Lix. So he's going to try light cav with the spears. I mean, he could definitely clear this up with that. 1 knight is almost dead. In a normal circumstance, you would see a monastery to make monks to heal that up. But there's no gold, so you can't justify it. And now another tower. Oh, man. And this is just as Ganji was super close to going through. And Ganji sees the tower, is going to chop wood there now. Who would have thought that it would be the Celts getting their TC eaten and not the Mongols here? I actually think that Ganji needs a barracks here. He needs spears here. If he sees these stables, like, that's going to be quite a few scouts, but Licks doesn't have a ton on gold. These two villagers are building the tower. The other two vills are out here, so... Banger series, guys. Like, this is why we're here. This is going to be sick. What a start. Imagine having to warm up on this map. Ganji still making spears, I think out of the other barracks, right? Did he build a new one? He must have one over here and I'm missing it somehow. Am I blind? I'm not seeing it anywhere. It says he's making spears. I have no clue. Maybe he canceled them. Oh, I think he canceled them. So he did instinctively make spears from that barracks and then stopped. This is super smart from Ganji. Walling in his siege. He knows light cav will be coming in. And he knows he needs to be careful. That's a lot of light cav and spears. If these mangonels don't hit a proper hit on the spears, this could be over for Ganji. He's almost out. Almost, I think, is like 5 minutes away. And Lix is out with the Celts. Ganji with the quick walls. As the light cav try and loop around, that's insane. This is intense, guys. But I think I prefer Lix's position. He has a lot of access to gold now because of the Celts. Does he know there's vills over here? Is he gonna look? Does Ganji see the light cav there? He did. Ganji with his quick walls. Ganji's quick walling ability is insane. Light cav getting a little too close here for Lix. He has to be careful. Light cav are not very strong for the Celts. But he could make knights now. I actually wouldn't hate knights. I know there's a couple camels, but Ganji can't afford many of them. Ganji's somehow gonna get a monk. So he can heal up. And Ganji's done a great job to get this much pressure here. Like, Lix is so worried that he's going to lose his army. He still doesn't have Pike, which he probably wants. Ganji's eco, though, is going to be a mess. 20 villagers on the berries there. And here comes Lix. Does Ganji see it? It'd be crazy if he could damage control this one. Yeah, light cav come in. And those vills have to run. The camels will be here, though. It's not the end of the world for Ganji. The camels could still take some nice engagements. He's still got a lot of army around. He's trying to take down the next stable. Siege pops out from Lix. Ganji micros, but it's Celts. Micro again. Ganji loses his camels. But kills the mangonel from Lix. And there will be more where that came from. Because there's access to gold for Lix. And Lix is going to try and just take out the gold units from Ganji. But it's a bit of a throw from Lix. His spears as well get baited in pretty hard. Can Ganji make it out? Can he make it out to the gold? Can he make it here to the gold? These villagers still aren't working after the quick walls. Man, like, if you're Lix and you see 20 villagers taking that bush right there, you know that you're in a great spot. But Ganji's micro is ridiculous. What a shot. Like, when every single unit matters so much here, due to the lack of gold, you need the max value you can get. That's crazy from Ganji. Just absolutely crazy. And what a game, guys. The level here is so high. Like, whoever wins this series is a genuine threat. I believe it's to ACCM, who they'd face in the next round. ACCM would be a favorite against either of them. But holy cow, what a performance. Are the Knights going to dive here from Ganji? Looks like he will. You know, if he... Forget the mangonel. If he could get back here to the gold, that could be strong too. Wow, he takes the mangonel. He'll also take the siege workshop from Lix. Lix is in trouble. The player with the gold is in trouble. He just cannot find a winning fight against Ganji right now. Is building a TC over here on extra gold. It's not actually near as big a factor because he has the gold back here. Ganji, man, a new lumber camp would be so helpful, but hard to think about all this when he needs to just... Because if he loses a fight, he can lose the game. Super micro-intensive for him right now. But it is not Celt eat TC. It is Celt get their TC eaten here. Ganji says, you could take the other sections of this pizza, but I am going to take this section. This section is mine. And Lix says, I'm out of here. Lix is stonewalling to stop the pressure from coming in. This is ridiculous. I think there's a hole here, though. I think there's a hole, and I don't think Lix realizes, and he's going to lose a lot. I think to the right of the stone wall, there's a hole. Yeah, the villager just left it. So Ganji can run in. Disaster. It might be GG. What? Ganji is town centering the spot. He is taking the farms. He is sending a message. That's kind of a dangerous TC as well, because there could be some siege coming from Lix, from the hill. Wouldn't it be wild if Lix could somehow save these vills, though? I mean, if he could just somehow hold on. Oh, man, the knight's an issue. He can somehow hold on and then maybe wall behind the other areas so Lix can... So Ganji can't get gold. Would be super nice. But, man, the unit control from Ganji, once he got the snowball rolling, has been amazing. And Lix doesn't have food eco, guys. He can't breed. He can't produce vills. He can't produce knights. He can't produce Lycav. Mangonel. Oh, big shot from Lix, but he does lose his Mangonel. And he's not going anywhere. He's not going to give up. Still has this section denied. This is the big thing, though. Can Ganji get out to gold soon? It feels like. Actually, he could take this gold. There's only 600, but that's more than he's had. And Lycav will die. Lix is still trying. But his siege workshop's going to go down. Look at Ganji. He's crazy. He's a wild man. Stole Lix's farm. Hasn't had gold all game. And he just batters down that siege workshop. He knows there's a chance a Mangonel's going to hop out. And anything he can do to ensure he takes it out, he'll do. And now he should be taking gold. I mean, maybe he's grown accustomed to life without gold. So he doesn't feel like he needs it anymore. But, okay, he's found that gold. And the scout is the one that found it. So he's actually using that scout around the outside right now. And he's going to continue his push. And the issue for Lix is he doesn't have food eco. But then also, he keeps losing his siege workshops. Dropping the siege workshop here. This is the third one he's made this game. Those vills will escape to golds. That should be relatively unraidable as well. I still think it's winnable for Lix with a big shot or two. And I've been thinking that for a while now. That's a nice snipe. That's super worth it to kill that monk. And yeah, if he had a Mangonel hop out right now, he's actually in a decent spot because Ganji would maybe try and use the knights against the Mangonel. The monks are there to protect that. Ganji doesn't have his own monks. Ganji doesn't have Celt Siege. I think Lix can hold this, guys. He genuinely can. Here he's trying to take the siege. Ganji repairing. And Ganji loses his Mangonel. Now, hold on. Ganji is Lycav. It could be a problem for these monks. But the walls from Lix. The walls and now the Mangonel. But Ganji gets the snipe again. His micro is just too good. And Lix, to save his monks, has to delete his siege workshop. And Ganji with the quick walls here. Dude, Ganji is playing amazing. I've seen some amazing displays from Ganji over the years. Obviously, Titans League, some great performances. Qualified for Hidden Cup 5. All these things. But, man, his micro's ridiculous. Behind this, just 2 minutes of idle time. This is a special, special player right now. Lix. Can he take the Mangonel? Feels like he will. He takes the Mangonel. But Ganji has 80 vills. And if he could just buy stone to build the TC on the outside, it becomes a very normal type of get. Oh, Ganji's been here. Oh, Ganji chopped through here. Oh, Ganji's on gold everywhere. Ganji's rich. Ganji's a maniac. This is... Yeah, I mean, he's probably been here for a moment or two. And he has this gold. Yeah, so now he's starting to get the upgrades. And on the back of this, he's got 29 on food. Beautiful farms as well, Ganji. I like it. These are the farms of a player who's super focused on the attack. People might make fun of those farms, Ganji. But you just keep farming. A farm's a farm, all right? This is over. Ganji's going to win this game. What a performance. What a game. And an important win to start the series because this was his very first pick. Look at that. Deleted the knight. Deleted the knight that was going to be converted. What is this level from Ganji? But yeah, seriously. It's his #1 Sid pick. Losing here against a late Sid pick from Lix would have been devastating to the confidence. Elix loses this. It's not that big a deal in the end because he's just gone for a bit of a gamble, and this is a tough matchup. But man, what a tightly contested game. I know near the end here, Ganji had a really massive lead, but that was close. I like the strategy from both. They both went for infantry in the south to try and disrupt each other. They both went for ranges here. It was Lix who ended up getting the better of the two different pizza sections. He did a really nice job. The problem for him was the food eco. He didn't have as much map control here because he was late to making army here. And also Ganji had the Mongol hunt to give him a bit of a lead. So there just wasn't a lot of space for Lix. If he would have chopped through a little bit faster and maybe could have farmed on the outside, maybe that could have been good. Or I don't know, maybe if he had an escape route into this area, which he had secure of, or control of. But great game, guys. Amazing game to start it all off. Sick. Love the play from both there. Lix was just 1 or 2 engagements in early Castle Age away from probably winning this one because Ganji had no gold. Now, Ganji had tons of wood and tons of food, which he sold to get gold, which is reflected here. It's pretty crazy that the guy who had no gold ended up making 16 knights. But I want to go back just a little bit before we prep for the second game. I want to look at the mangonels and just see the damage. Okay, these 3 mangonels, over 6,000 damage. Like, Ganji's siege just melted through everything. And usually, you're going to lose one here or there against the Lycav. You're going to lose one to the Celt Mangonel pick. Like, normally, you can't count on it being that solid. But Micro was just phenomenal. His quick walling, just crazy plays the entire game. Big highlights there for Ganji. All right, folks. Game 2. So typically players are going to be on opposite sides of the map because they sail the opposite direction of the other based on their starting positions. They start with the transport. They then will transport their vills for a TC. And then the transports need to go around and get the sheep. Now, this could actually be good for Lix because Ganji did not continue this way. Had he done so, he would have gotten a lot of sheep. And Lix has already started to go around in a circle this way. So now Ganji is looking for sheep, and he's like, oh, snap. Did he get them already? And Lix, if he just continues in this nice little circle he started with, he could get a lot. Now, Lix is scouting with those sheep. But yeah, Ganji is sheepless right now. Except for, I guess, the 2 that he found at the start. Ganji's Lithuanians, one of the better civs for the start here. And then we have Italians as well from Lix. But Ganji even missing this sheep here. And he's like, give me a sheep and put it in your transport, dude. Put it in your transport. Because that's what Lix is doing. That's so funny. Is Ganji blocking it? Yo, Ganji, this is so not worth it. He is blocking Lix's transport ship to stop him from moving home with the sheep right now. Okay, I would like to salute Ganji because he's going to rewatch my VOD later just so he could see people's reactions and my reaction to this. There's no way he doesn't, because I know if I was doing that, I would go see what people thought about my plays. So what's up, Ganji, you freaking nerd? He finds an extra sheep here. Okay, he will find an extra sheep here. Or not. No, he finds it. Okay. And he just saw Lix's TC because he lost his sheep. So he knows where Lix's TC is. Lix got a couple extra sheep. Ganji needs a boar right now, and he's going to snag that boar. And Ganji is on the way back, also out of the dock. So Lithuanians start with the extra 100 food, which is super nice. You don't need to get loom like Lix has to do right now. So you have the extra food. You don't need the food as early. So you can chop the trees for the early fishing ships. So I think Lithuanians are not picked because of their late game strength. I know people want to get excited about the Latis or the skirms and the halbs. But what we've seen so far is people are aggressive. They go fast feudal. I've seen some games. I think Veleza went double dock fire galley to pressure water. And then he kind of knew where the enemy TC was. And he went scouts into archers as well. Just like a full feudal type of game. Italians, cheaper to get to each age. Cheaper fishing ships. So very smooth as the game goes on. Their start is not quite as good. And Lix may consider even a fast castle if he can find some extra boars. And find some extra boars, use all the sheep there, plus the food he gets from the fish. That's a really good dock location, too. Guys, I've been bad the last 2 days with hydration, so if you hear the occasional... If there's the occasional dead space where there's no casting, that's just me hydrating, okay? Now, I'm not going to warn you every time, because that's weird. But because I talk, like, and I never take breaks, I knew it would be the first time, so... One sec. Just gonna gulp when I get the chance. Ganji is gonna try and block the fish, but when the fish is directly next to the dock, I don't think that will actually work. Lix may choose to do the same. See, here it makes a lot more sense. But keep an eye out for the second building for Ganji. Will he go for a lumber camp? Or a mining camp, because the dock is one Dark Age building. Yeah, this feels like a lumber camp. And he's going to wedge that villager in there, place the lumber camp. And once that lumber camp is up, he'll have his buildings, and he just needs the food. Not sure exactly what he's doing. He forgot a house. Okay, so he forgot a house, but loom is coming in. The lumber camp is coming up. And it will be a little bit of idle time, but he'll be able to click up here. Assuming he has the food. Well, no, he wasn't able to click up. So that's actually a real mistake in the build there. He's down a vill because of that mistake. So any advantage he might have had at the start just kind of disappeared with that. I think he thought he was going to be able to click up faster. Does he not have the food right now? Oh, man. I think probably in all his testing, he had the food to click up at this time. He does not, guys. He's idling big time. Yeah, this is a rough build for Ganji. He will drop off the food from the fish. He'll drop off constantly with these villagers here too. But he's like, please give me the food. Drop, 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 drop. Click up. He's down 2 vills. Wow, that was a real mistake there. Wonder if maybe he struggled finding another boar. It seems like he did look everywhere and couldn't find another nearby boar. But it wasn't just the boar. It also was, he clearly thought that he would have been fine because he didn't plan ahead with the house or anything. So he just misjudged it. And here comes the second dock. And yeah, maybe it came back to the sheep with the transport. Who knows? Someone says, what is click up? It's when you click up to the next stage. So you're advancing to the next stage. Lix is doing the same. Lix is going to be delayed in the uptime. But he has more workers right now. Should have a bit more resources to play with. If you can get the second dock pressure in while also having this, it's huge. That's 600 food at least just on this side coming in. And oh, Lix is going barracks. And Ganji is going 3 docks. Whoa. And the only food income for Ganji is fishing ships. So he's pretty much all in, at least for now. And he's going to go galleys. All right, so this will be a nice test because I have spoken to some players about this. Some players who are still in this tournament, they seem to think that 3-dock galleys is really good on this map. My opinion is, I think it's way too much investment if the opponent goes fast castle. I think they can get to castle age, recover in some different ways. Lix is definitely giving up water. Like, this is part of his plan. Ganji probably wasn't expecting that. He only sees 1 dock. He doesn't see his opponents... Oh, sorry. He does see his opponents in feudal. So he may be thinking that there's going to be fire galleys coming. And in all fairness, there will be fire galleys coming. But just a stable from Lix. His blacksmith is up. Once the stable's up, he'll be able to click up. A bit of idle time from him as well, but that's completely fine considering the circumstances. And he's up. Okay, well, Lix is going to lose all of his fish. And Ganji... We'll see how many galleys he continues to produce. Realistically, I actually think, based on what's happening, if Ganji went 3 galleys and 3 fires, or even just 2 galleys and then a couple fires, you destroy the docks a lot faster. Because you really need to destroy this dock now. We'll also destroy the transport. So Ganji's now going to use his docks to produce fish, but it's pretty inefficient, right? Like, there's not... Yes, if you look at this, there's still 1,000 food. But how far away are the fish? You would almost need another dock just to make them efficient. And then Lix is like... Lix isn't exactly hurting. He's going to have 2 scouts. Lix drop that second TC. He's definitely planning on trying to squeeze in the war galley upgrade. This is more an adaptable type of style here from Lix, just to get to Castle Age. And scouts may be able to kill a couple of vills. Ganji's had a rough game here compared to the first one. Like, maybe this game is too chill, but he is he got super housed there again. And now bringing in a boar. If Lix can snag the war galley upgrade, he is not going to attack these galleys at all. He is just going to come out and snipe the fish. Guarantee you that. And that could be devastating for Ganji. Res collected's the same. Scouts are here. I don't know if they'll kill a Vil. War galley upgrade's on the way. This dock needed to be taken out if you're Ganji. He opened a lot of galleys, thinking the opponent would go water. But yeah, I think you don't want to actually engage against the ships because Ganji can micro them down. I think you want to loop and just snipe fish because upgraded fires kill fish so fast. Let's see. Man, to be able to kill fish just off one dock would be crazy. Crazy value. Ganji with the range, but just one archer that can't really advance out. Ganji with some walls. And there go the fires. So I'm incorrect. He is actually engaging against the ships. Now he seems to be looping away, though. And so Ganji has to keep these fishing ships safe at all costs. This was his whole plan. Have the fishing lead. But this is perfect from Lix. Watch how fast the fish go down. Crazy. And you're Italian, so the docks are super... The dock techs are super cheap. So you didn't invest a lot into that. Killed 3 fish there. Also killed a villager here. Also has a knight here. Also has the fire galley here. Yeah, Ganji's in big trouble here. This is all super smooth. Crazy quick walls from Ganji. He will have spears out. But now Ganji has committed so much to water and only has 3 fishing ships. And that's about to be 1. Because the fire galleys come out as well. Perfect game from Lix. Perfect strategy the whole way through. Ganji is just in full adaptation mode. And I'm sure this game could still go late. But Lix about to snag relic number 1. Now would be a good opportunity. I mean, Lix has done more than enough on water. But Lix could just drop the second TC. Res collected's going to be probably ahead for Lix when you think about it. In a moment. And this will still go late. But a beautiful game from Lix. So, just to talk it out a little bit, based on the openings, right? Obviously, Ganji he would have loved to have been Feudal Age faster. He had a rough Dark Age. But I think he misread the situation here. He thought Lix was going to be going, like, multiple docks. I think if Ganji would have done the 2 galleys to snipe fish and then 2 fire follow-up and then added fish, the dock from Lix might have actually been down. Like, Lix's dock was almost down when he got the upgrades. It might not have stayed up. What a difference that was. Ganji does have the 2 scouts of his own running around. Lix, do you convert the transport here? Oh, watch this. Convert the transport, hop inside it when the scouts show up. Scouts are going to be on the way. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, he didn't get it. That's super funny. Because now the scouts are going to come kill the monk. But if he would have got the transport, it would have been epic. Oh, man. Monk goes down. An army here from Ganji. I think Ganji recognizes this game has been really messy. And that he's most likely behind right now. So he's going to play differently than he was probably planning on. This, to me, feels like a siege push. He knows about the TCs as well. It's 3 TCs here from Lix. Yeah, Lix is snagging relics on 3 town centers. Ganji's still not castled. Ganji needs to do damage here. Look at how messy the eco is for Ganji. Does he miss judging if he's... I think he wants a TC here soon, but he's not anywhere close to clicking up. Yeah, just... What I'm seeing from Ganji, if I were to guess, he's like super high APM, and when you're nervous and when you're trying to do a lot, sometimes you do a little bit too much. The first game, we got to see how much he can do, but he's like, come on, let me do something. And now the knights are here as well for Lix. This is so good for Lix. More villager kills. And what you want in this game, guys, is you want to invest as little as possible and get as much value from it. He made very little navy, killed all those fishing ships. He made very few knights and has very few upgrades on the knights. He has no upgrades on the knights, and he's gotten great value. And now Lix is going to go cav archers. Italians known more as a foot archer civilization, but cav archers are more mobile. Cav archers are more tanky. And maybe he values that for now. Yeah, because, I mean... If your opponent's going to go siege push, you want cav archers instead of foot archers. I don't know if he knows about this, but he might sense... He's like, I'm ahead. How do I fall behind? He might be thinking that way. 2 relics, 3 TCs, 1,000 more res collected. Ganji also forgot the blacksmith, so he couldn't build the siege workshop right away. And Lix is rolling into town. He sees the siege workshop. He's now going to check this out. And this is going to be tough for Ganji. You really don't want this to be spotted. You want a couple mangonels and monks before this gets crazy. A big shot, though. Like a really nice shot. Now the monk hops out as well. There's a monk here from Lix. Monk will probably go down. Mangonel stays alive. Ganji holding the position. If he lost that Mangonel, honestly, this would get so much worse. Lix has to respect that. Lix didn't have Bodkin, though. He's snagging that now. No bloodlines either. I don't actually think ballistics is hugely necessary right now against this type of push. He might want to add his own siege, though. Eventually, Lix just wants a castle here, and then this whole side is locked down. But he isn't quite there yet. He's saving up the stone for that. Nice shot from Ganji. That was going to be relic number 3. Look, he parked scouts on the other relics. Really smart. And a spearman here. So he's making sure that he will have at least 3 relics available. I don't think he can get them, though. Because your monasteries are up here. This is not for getting relics. This is for a push. Ganji fully expecting Lix to come defend in this area. That's where his attention is right now. Look at Lix in the darkness. Looping around. People showing up. You missed a great first game. This should be an epic series. Welcome, everybody. Game 1 was a masterpiece on Piece of Pizza, which is a map that's been banned in a lot of other sets. Feels a little awkward for Ganji to have all these scorpions right now. I think he's guessing his opponent's going to go monk defense, and that's why he's going for atonement. But he wasn't expecting the cav archer counterattack. And the cav archers are just going to... Are they going to dive? Oh, dude, you're never expecting that if you're Ganji. That's so annoying. What a great decision from Lix. It's been a perfect game, honestly. And now Ganji knows he has to push. Because if he doesn't push, this could get bad. Good damage control, at least from Ganji, to place some walls, but he's got no army back here to deal with this. And Lix is going for redemption. So the atonement play from Ganji might actually pay off. There's also going to be siege from Lix. Beautiful game from Lix, honestly. The strategy's great. And we'll see as time goes on what people do, but my feeling on the map, got to get to Castle Age. Max investment on water in Feudal Age can leave you really far behind. Oh, the defense from Lix. Game 1, it was all Ganji with the Mangonel micro. Lix responds there. I like how Ganji still has the Navy here. I'd like to see it more involved in the battle, in all honesty. And Ganji had his monks ready. And Ganji gets some really nice conversions there. Here, these Cav Archers still just standing still. But Ganji still has a chance. He also sniped the Mangonel. So Lix can't drop his castle yet. Lix is going to be so annoyed with himself there that he lost that Mangonel. If Ganji could just hold on, hold this position, I mean, push these TCs, it could be game over. I think Lix is going to build a very panicked castle pretty soon. He doesn't know that Ganji has Atonement yet. Ganji's like, go ahead, take my Scorpion. I'll take your Monk. Oh, man, Lix, if he loses this game. Yeah, this is a castle you place when you realize this is starting to get out of control. I like the castle spot. That's a positive for Ganji in many ways, though. Because it's a desperate castle. You could even see it when you look at Lix's eco right now. It's not very efficient. He's got the relics. His eco is way stronger than Ganji's, though. And Ganji has to back away. But Lix can't exactly protect this TC. So he's dropping a tower. Yet Lix is panic mode. Nice thing is you have cheap university upgrades. So he's going to try and snag guard tower. Tower will get garrisoned. Monks get converted. Guard tower needs to come in fast. Like, really, really fast. It is a pretty fast tech, though. 30 seconds. Tower might go down, though. Is Ganji doing this? Feel like he's actually maybe giving himself a chance. Oh, Mangonel's being hit by the TC. Yeah, now guard tower will come in, and guard tower shuts us down. Guard tower and his own Mangonel shuts us down. The Mangonels will go down. Ganji's in trouble. Guard tower's way too strong against siege. A great play from Lix. Obviously, it got really messy there. It wasn't the breezy finish that he wanted. But guys, look at Ganji's economy. He doesn't have a single farm. There's his first farm. Lix has all this eco down here. We'll probably even see another TC. And Ganji's just kind of stuck in this position right now. I like the light cav choice from Lix because it's mainly monks and siege. And here comes Ganji transporting. He's going to actually use the transport and transport around the tower. Which is so wild, man. And he's trying to recover with TCs behind this. If there was ever a map to be behind in eco and come back, this would be it because you have a lot of space. Lix converts the Mangonel. Takes out a monk. Takes out a fire ship. Takes out 2 more monks. That's super worth it for Lix. Yeah, all the monk upgrades he's got have paid off. And here comes Ganji with these monks. If Lix sees this, he should have light cav somewhere. He could come over here. Another Mangonel gets taken out. Another conversion now. Did Ganji delete that? Or did the tower take it out? That almost felt to me like it was a delete. Genoese crossbowmen get converted. So Lix was not expecting that. But the light cav will come over. Lix is going to win this game. We're going to go to a third game with it being 1-1. There's no doubt in my mind. Lix is too good a player to lose from this position, surely. I think these monks should go down. It's kind of funny that Ganji just gained 2 units that are very good against light cav. So that is not something Lix would have wanted there, but it's only 2. Look at how much fear Lix has of Ganji's monk micro. He actually ran back there. And he's getting devotion. Like, I still think you should dive there. You probably get the kills, but better safe than sorry. Ooh, this castle. This will probably go up. There's nothing here to stop that. Devotion's not in yet. But the light cav are going to kill the monks. Devotion was never needed in the first place. And Ganji now finally doesn't have a push. I don't know where these other villagers went. I think the TC killed the villas that were down here. Yeah, Ganji doesn't have a push, so he's full eco mode. But he's full eco mode, and Lix is going to click up to Imp. Lix is 2 castles to make Genoese crossbow. Lix is 30 on food. Lix is 2 relics already. Let's see if Ganji can recover here, but Sorry, maybe made the mistake of calling it a little bit too early. I think there's still plenty of opportunity for Ganji, but that opportunity comes through a combination of aggression and eco. And I would just worry, like, if Lix goes full Knights or full Light Cav right now before a castle comes up, could be really tough for Ganji. Look at Ganji's eco. Yikes. Worker efficiency this game has been 5% lower than Lix. And just, again, a lot of focus on those attacks. Lix had a much smoother transition to Castle Age. Imp is on the way. Now, I think the Italians are actually the superior civ in the very late stages of this matchup. So, Elite Genoese Crossbowman and Hussar, I think, like, that combination, it could be really strong. So, Lix might not necessarily go for the super kill fast because he doesn't have to in his mind. I think what you need to do is you need to make sure you have higher percentages of the map locked down. So, this corner is a corner Lix needs to lock down. This corner is a corner that Lix needs to keep. If you do that, Ganji will eventually just not have the resources you do. So we'll see. Chat, could you possibly give me some updates on some of the other sets? I know people might want to watch through some of the other sets. We got Hera Cloud going on right now, but it is first seed or 64th seed. So I think that series is kind of an expected result. Apparently game 1 was a banger. Okay, good to know. Good to know. You putting Cap Watch was nice. Yeah, I heard some good things about that series, so that went Cap Watch's way. To be expected, but you put up a good fight. And this game, it's 1-1. I can check those other results here. It's 1-1. Ganji just taps out. I mean, Ganji wasn't up to Imp yet. Actually, was he up to Imp? Wow, so he still wasn't up to Imp yet. Another castle's coming forward from Lix. Lix is 40 seconds away from Imp, and Ganji, I think, just knew. No sense in playing on. I'm super dead here. So, 1-1. Great series here. I mean, from what I'm seeing, Lix may be the better player if he can just settle it down. Because game 1 was complete chaos. But that was very smooth transitions the whole way through. Ganji invested so much in Feudal, did so little with it. And then Lix invested so little in Castle. I did everything with it. The upgraded fires, the knights, the scouts, the boom. Things did get a little bit worrying there, but it always is against a player like Ganji when he knows he's behind. And the monk defense, castle defense, siege defense, tower defense. That's all he needed. Light cap defense. He only needed 5 things. And he eventually finishes the guy off. Game 3, Ganji in the blue playing as the Dravidians. Lix in the red playing as the Romans. And expect another crazy matchup. Water's always so important on this map, so I would expect some of them or both of them to try forward docks. And the transport is going to be needed constantly throughout all the action that we see. Now, Romans can't make demos, so if they fall behind on water, they really don't have a comeback condition. But they are 5% more efficient with everything, which could really pay off. Whereas the Dravidians just have the extra 200 wood that they get. And I guess the other eco bonus would be their carry capacity for Vils. And for, actually, I don't know if the carry capacity is for Vils. No, it definitely is. Yeah, so they have the carrying capacity for Vils on fish. But then also their fishing ships too. So. Now, Ganji is a Black Forest pro. He likes Black Forest. And so Ganji is probably going to go with a fish trap method. So he'll probably prioritize water way more than the opponent. I wonder if he's going to play defensive because the Romans can't make demos. It's like, if you go 2 docks at home, and the opponent shows up with 1 dock, you immediately just outproduce him in ships, and then it's not like he can boom you with a demo to recover in numbers. I actually think defensive is best with Dravidians, but is Ganji best playing defensive? Not so sure. I don't think so. Johnny, thanks for the Prime. Marister, what's up? Welcome back. Been around a long time. Thanks for the 8 months. Jay Buddy. Man, Prime. All up on my other screen right now. Thank you, guys. It's been awesome. Wandering Warriors Cup has been so sick so far. And the sets are only going to get better. Like, this is a round of 64. It's kind of expected round of 64 is going to have those 3 O's, those 3 1s. It won't have as many sets, which are 3-2, but if there were to be one, this would be it. This is, I mean, this is a dream matchup right here. These two are so good. I would expect Licks to want to make it chaotic as well. It's funny how similar these players are, where they thrive under the chaos, but at least from what I've seen, Ganji's probably just the faster player. Ganji might be the player who goes for chaos more than Licks. Now, if Licks were to see this wood line, I think he would go tower man-at-arms, but he hasn't seen the wood line. This would be a crazy spot to push on land, actually, but he did see the dock. Actually, didn't see the dock. He saw the water. Now he's just going back home, almost as if he's like, all right, I located his water. That's my target. Let's go back home. And, or maybe look for some buffalo or something. T90, how many ranges can there be on the starting island? Can everyone drop a ha, ha, ha? Everyone drop a laugh for Macho for dropping the archer range? No. So original, bro. So original. So funny. Everyone's so impressed. Thank you, chat. This scout fight is huge. I think Licks might transport a Vil. I think he was going to bring a Vil in to try and win the scout fight. Licks needs to leave. And, oh, wait a second. Licks didn't get a shot off there. So Ganji now has the stronger scout, and Ganji recognizes that. In the end, he keeps moving around. He's going to see the Vil. He's going to see the buffalo. That's really nice. That's 300 food that you can bring underneath your TC. And does that mean no buffalo for Licks? Ooh, that's really nice for Ganji in the transitions. And hold up. Ganji seems more interested in tracking the buffalo than he is that Vil that was building that house. And here comes the Vil from Licks. Guys, you cannot be surprised by this. This is something we talk about immediately. You have to be aware. I kind of like docking on the front for this reason, so you have the extra vision. Did Ganji see the scout there? It's funny, Licks doesn't know about the walls yet, so he's about to see the wall. And then Ganji, he seems paranoid about land. So he's going for these full walls, and is he going to check the front? Dude, Ganji, you need to see this. You need to know about this. Knowledge is power. And he has no power. This is crazy. Now, hold on. Is he going to dock here? Don't tell me. Okay. He was going to dock in the same spot. Now he knows. Now he knows. But the dock is already up. He's going to quickly try and wall in this Vil, which he will accomplish. And then he needs to go for a second dock. And he is going for a second dock here. So Licks is on gold somewhere. Yeah, Licks is on gold back here. He's going to open with fires. If he snipes the transport, bad for Ganji. If he snipes, like, the fish, bad for Ganji. And Ganji's going to play defense. He's on gold. He's going to go 3 docks. See, this is also why I don't like Romans, though, because you can't go for 1 fire, 1 demo, which feels very uncomfortable. The scout for Ganji got hit over at Licks' base. Yeah, I would literally like any civilization that just had a demo, because you're always going to be outproduced here, especially when your villagers walled in, you can't build another dock. Ganji still wants the full wall, and oh boy, who needs a counterattack with archers when you can sneak and do the same thing to your opponent? Oh, this is so good for Ganji. So smart. The amount of times I've seen someone try and counter in these scenarios by dropping a barracks in an archer range just for the opponent to be walled and for their water to be wide open is way too high. Town Watch just came in for Licks, so he's going to see this. But it's going to be 2 docks there for Ganji. Ganji's transport ship might need to be repaired. And it's tough. It's tough to produce fire galleys from all these different docks. Ganji's got 5 docks. You still have to transport your villagers around. I think Ganji will get the full walls down here. And just one dock for Licks. Have I said already that it hurts to not be able to make a demo in Licks' position? I think I've said it like 6 times. So let's just make it a 7th. Nice defense, though, from Licks. Defense with the, like, offensive position. But Ganji lures him out of position. Ship almost goes down. Nice patience from Ganji. Takes it. Could take this as well. Could take the Vil. Ganji has defended his own water now. He defended his own water with 4 fires, and he could pretty much stop there. And now he can attack on the front. Guys, if he takes control of Licks' water, Licks is completely toast. And Licks deletes his TC! Licks expected to lose the water, so deletes his town center and is just going to rebuild it out here. Wow, okay. So that's how bad it is for Licks. He just says, you know what? Screw it. Whoever created this map sucks. I'm not playing this game. But that is horrible for Licks. It's funny, but it's a horrible sign for him because Ganji's still producing vills this entire time. He can ferry these villagers across. One small tweak, honestly, from Ganji's position is if he just remembered these buffaloes and all the new vills could just be eating instead of going into the transport. Demo. And the demo lands. And the demo makes a difference. And Ganji is going to see he doesn't have a TC here now. And Ganji's going to be like, okay, I just won the game. It'd be wild if Licks still gets the job done. I mean, it's just... I guess throughout that time, you fall behind 3 additional vills because you don't have the TC. Maybe it's not so bad. Demo coming in. Oh, jeez, Licks. Yeah, I mean, it's good he deleted his TC when he did, I guess. But Ganji has just played this game perfectly, guys. He defended perfectly by walling in the Vil and adding more docks at home. And then how quickly he counterattacked with 2 docks was sick. And behind this, he had 9 seconds of TC idle time. And he never had to delete his TC. Ganji hasn't lost a unit. This is a 12-0 KD for him. Well... I guess demos don't count as a lost unit, now that I think about it. And Licks is just going to try and transition this one into land. Licks will make it to Castle Age at a pretty reasonable time. But to give up on your water is not a great sign. And this is where I'd expect Ganji could be able to relax a little bit. Use his position to get an even bigger lead. And he could go for fish traps. For food eco. He'll be up to Castle Age 2. Now, Licks needs to go all in. Licks is already thinking about this. Licks needs to go all in. He needs to go, like, Knight, Siege, Knight Monk. Like, he can't boom his way back into this game. You don't have fish, and your opponent's Dravidians. So, I don't know how he's going to plan on doing this, but I see the Vils. The wall from Ganji ended up being very nice, so there's no sneak back here. And it's going to be a barracks for Licks. Yeah, a lot of the eco for Ganji is right here. He will likely TC here as well. So, if you go Pike Siege and Ganji doesn't expect it or see it, it could be a problem. Ganji's scout is checking the back of Licks' base, which makes sense. And Ganji's even adding galleys. Where can Licks take gold right now? He could take gold here. But he can't take this gold anymore because the galleys are here. The farms will be disrupted too. Like, just a really annoying position. T90, their Kami games tomorrow. Is tomorrow Friday? I don't even know what day it is. Today's Wandering Warriors Cup day. If tomorrow's Friday, yes. I am doing community games this week. Probably not the next few weeks after, which is why I'm doing it this week. Today is Thursday. Okay, then yes. So Knight Siege seems to be the plan. You could go convert the opponent's fires that are here and kill their fish. So that's an option. Man, the one thing from Ganji, and he's starting to do it now, but the one thing he's missing to pretty much have this one in the bag is just outposts here. He's getting town watch now. He built this outpost. He has a barracks here. Like, I think he's going to try and kill Lix, but he is not remembering or even expecting that Lix is going to pressure here. And town watch in the outpost comes in clutch. He actually does notice this. Not the siege workshop, but he should know a siege workshop is coming. So he'll drop a house. He'll drop the walls. He'll drop the TC. Lix is trying to come back on water, which is super weird. Just don't think that's a play. But maybe he thought he could sneak. He's also coming back on the water he already lost. If anything, trying to sneak another dock over here would maybe make more sense, because that's where the fish will be. Ever since Lix deleted the TC, he was supposed to lose this game. Those are the rules of Houseboat. But he's got knights, he's got siege. Ganji can't make knights. But Ganji over here is going to push and maybe pressure this area. I think this could be awkward for Ganji right now. I'm noticing he doesn't have any golds. Oh my god, he doesn't see that gold. That's actually crazy. The fact that he could only take these golds back here and he's not on it right now tells me he might choke this one a little bit. Because this is going to get scrappy. Because also he was trying to push and you never want to give up on that. Let's see if Lix can give himself a chance here. Ganji, realizing the gold issue, is headed over to the golds now. He doesn't have any defensive siege. Now he's dropping the siege workshop. He can't make knights, so he can't engage against this. Forward dock from Lix. If only he could make demos. I swear, if we see Koreans or Romans picked for this map ever again, I will throw a fit, as if I'm not already. It's so helpful. Like right here, a demo, bam, changes the whole game. Elephant siege pushing here, and Lix doesn't have defense here either, so a bit of a wild base trade situation. But siege defense for Ganji. What will be awkward is the siege for Lix is on the hill, so he can't one-shot it. He needs 2 shots to get the kill. Yeah, Lix might ban this map if he wins this series. In future rounds, he might not want to play this one. But to me, he's a good player on this type of map. It's just Ganji just outplayed him so far. It's all about the siege on the front for Lix. It's all about the siege on the front for Ganji. Ganji's going to take out this TC. Dude, Lix can't even notice this. He just reacted to it. Oh, and he lost his Mangonel to galleys from Ganji. That's a really nice play. Galleys and Bodcanero, and then most of this push can't make any progress. Beautiful play from Ganji. He did lose his elephant, but he's still got the 2 Mangonels on the hill with the spears to protect. He's still got his TCs. He still has fishing ships. And Lix is just trying to hold on to what little he has. Does not look good for Lix. And Ganji just probably finishes him off there. That was perfect. And the GG's called. Lix came with the forward dock. I was thinking the forward dock would make sense. Ganji spotted it. It was so good from Ganji to wall in that Vil, guys, because then Lix could never build a second dock. With a second dock, Lix could maybe make enough fires. Obviously, we know he can't make demos. I said that 16 times. But the two docks would have changed things. He wasn't able to do that. Ganji defended, and then he very quickly counterattacked. And Lix was just not expecting that. That's the fastest counterattack I've seen with docks over to the other player's water after defending your own water on Houseboat. And I think that should be the play every single time. It's way better than going for spears and archers, at least at that stage. Lix just straight up deleted his TC, but now he needs to win a game. Otherwise, he needs to win 2 games. Otherwise, he is out of the tournament. Well played from Ganji. What a series so far. It was a pretty convincing one for the Swede. Welcome game number 4. We've got Ganji in the blue playing as the Berbers. He is really close to the middle with his TC. And Lix's TC, a bit more towards the outside here. He's playing as the Bengalis. Now, I thought it would be Huns here for Lix, because you start with the horse when your TC goes up. And then from there, you could use the horse to get all the buffalo. So I think Huns would have been so good for the buffalo. Bengalis, you do have the additional vills when you get to each age. You also have the regenerating ships. Those two bonuses alone can make them really good on this map. On the outside is where you're going to find most of the wood, the stone, the gold. Now, what will get tougher for Licks here than Ganji is the dock start. So Ganji's TC is in the middle of stragglers. So he could take like 1, 2... I don't know if he could take this without getting shot. But let's say like 3, 4. I mean, he's got wood around. So this type of build is a bit more doable for Ganji because of his TC location. And obviously, you want to build your TC right away. And it's kind of tough to make the decision in the moment. But I think it would have been way better for Licks to build his TC here. Then he has a couple more trees around if he wants to go for this build. He only has this one tree, so... Like, I think, regardless, I think Ganji would have been in a slightly better position with the stragglers. But wherever Licks decided to build his TC here, it didn't help if this is what he's going to try and go for. And most players have been doing that. You want to get, like, 2 fishing ships out, and then build your lumber camp. That's the goal. And also, you can use the dock as a drop-off point with the shorefish. Rhinos are way on the back here for Licks. He should snack those. Rhinos are way back here for Ganji. He should snack those. You have full vision on this, so neither player's really taking the risk to... neither player's taking the risk to try and steal the other's Rhino, because they would see it. But to my point about the trees... Licks now has to run out here early. And he didn't even make the fishing ship. This is just... It's not as smooth as could be for Licks right now. But he could eventually make the fish. He just needs to get the wood for the lumber camp first. Meanwhile, Ganji, probably going to be on 2 fish. Ganji says, nice lure. Because he can see it. And those vills... Oh, dude, those vills were super close to getting sniped by Ganji's TC. Licks doesn't seem that interested in chatting right now. Ganji, he's always a chatterbox. Love to see it. And there goes Licks to build that lumber camp. Like, I haven't played this map a lot, right? And something that's tough for us to balance are these straggler trees. We have some ideas to potentially be able to make some tweaks. But it was evident the second I saw the TCs were being built where they were, that Licks would have a tougher time. Ganji, like, wedged his TC close to get in the middle of those trees. Like, typically the TC would have been out here on the berries. And then Licks just didn't choose to go over here. Even a little bit closer here. And Licks has no wood.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think Licks is talking about the straggler tree situation. Again, it's like... I think... See, Licks is saying it's a bug now. Well, this might be fun if Licks says it's a bug. It's a tough one. Ganji's got more trees around. But Licks built his TC in the worst possible spot with no trees. Ganji says ask admin if you want. I mean, if they want to have a conversation about it, I'm cool. I'm completely fine with that. And it looks like we need to have a conversation on it. One sec. So we're aware. Let me look at the Vil spawns. We're aware that the straggler trees are an important thing here. Basically, so here's the start. The berries essentially block what could be a good tree TC location, right? If the berries spawn over here, you could build it here. And then Ganji had an open ability to build the TC. I'm cool. Like, it's no drama. If Ganji understands it, I'm cool. I'm cool with just replaying this. Because the other thing for Licks is he might not be able to build his TC more forward. Because you're not supposed to build your TC in range of the opponent's TC, right? I think Ganji's fine with It does affect Licks' start. I think we can just this. It's one of those weird things where it's not a bug, but it's not fair. Ganji says it's a bad spawn, but also a bad TC choice for Licks, to be honest. but he's fine with the re. That's exactly it, in my opinion. I think Licks didn't help himself with his TC location, but I also think his map was worse. So I think it's a solid re. There's a big difference. Like, if you look at it before the TCs go up, you look at the possible TC locations for Licks, the best one would have been here. And then he has 4 trees and his build is fine. Ganji's TC is basically surrounded by wood. So, well played from Ganji. Guys, some people are going to, like, have issues there and say, oh, we got to whatever minute we got to, blah, 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 and, like, create a real stink. Ganji's like, nah, dude, let's just replay it. It's fine. Ganji says, I don't want to win unfairly. I probably was 2 or 3 pop ahead, so it definitely feels unfair. And Yo says, great sportsmanship from you, Ganji. Thanks. Yeah, because Yo does all the coordination for Licks and all the Chinese pros. So, yeah, salutes to Ganji there. That's sick. Okay, so game 4, we had a couple restarts. Both these players dropping a 1 here. They've been comparing the straggler trees. Basically, the tree generation from time to time could be a problem. We'll probably make some tweaks to this. Ganji up 2-1. And they're comparing, counting the trees. Tree situation looks good. Berries, all that nice and fair. You've got the rhinos on the outside for each player, which is the standard. And both players are going to attempt some type of dock build. Now, the rest of the wood's going to be in the outside. They'll eventually go out there. But what the best builds on this map have been is the dock and the 2 fishing ships or 3 fishing ships before you make the lumber camp. Now, I'm going to repeat myself because I said all these things and then we had a restart. If Licks loses this game, I'm going to be genuinely disappointed. Obviously, I want the 5th game, but from a preparation standpoint, is Huns not absolutely insane here? Nikov, are you still watching? Any 2K Plus players, any Wandering Warriors Cup participants, tell me if I'm wrong. Isn't Huns just absolutely insane here? You'd have the horse right now. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You could go fast imp with buffaloes, man. Nikov says, what do you want the horse for? It's all visible. The buffaloes, Nikov. I guess the downside of the horse is you can't get the fishing ship out as early. But also, like, you need to know where the opponent has their lumber camp and their gold and what they're on. And you're guessing otherwise. Yeah, I think Huns are absolutely ridiculous here. Ganji's such a funny guy. I don't know if Licks likes to be talked to in a game. But Ganji's like, 3 straggler trees, perfect. 4th time's the charm. I'm going to copy your build. Just making all these jokes. Up 2-1 here. There may be a little less chatter from Ganji if this goes to game number 5. Because that's going to be a serious one. Yeah, you've got full vision on the middle. So you can see the opponent's dock. The other thing you can do is you could use your fishing ship to try and find the buffalo, but it's kind of important to fish with your fishing ship as well. And galleys with their repairing the slowly healing ships. Also the additional vills, very nice bonuses. Berbers, the faster vills, I think is underrated. And the faster ships as well. Especially because you're going to be leaving with so many villagers. And I think, like, knights. Lycav Knight with Berbers here could be sick. There's so many different areas to raid. I say Lycav, though, because Bengalis have the Great Monks. See how it goes. Jackpot, thanks for the 8 months. Yeah, I'm of the opinion that Huns are really strong here. Can someone remind me what game number 5 is, though, if we get there? We played Grapple. We played Houseboat. We played Piece of Pizza. Got Boundary Brawl. I think it's Ganji's map. I don't think it's Stranded or Nomad. I feel like I would remember if it was those two. Must be missing one here. Kind of a big deal. We'll see if we get there. Here come the Vills for Licks to the outside, placing the lumber camp now. And Ganji should be doing the same. Also finds the wood line. And there's no arena or Amazon tunnel in this tournament, so you guys are trolling me. It's all right. We could just look real quick. It's important enough for me to think about it. Inundation. Got it. Okay. So, inundation. And good civs for both on inundation there. I think we would see Bohemians from Ganji. And Ganji brings in his second Rhino. And feels like a fast feudal build. He does need a house right now. Yeah, Ganji's going to be very badly housed here. This is rough for him. Did he just realize? Nope, he didn't realize. Is he going to click up? No, he's not. Well, actually, realizing in that moment makes it pretty much fine. He's still not going to lose out on the villager. But what is the plan here? What is the build? Remember, we changed this map. Older versions of it, all the rhinos were in the middle. There's that one game where Yo lost 3 villagers to, or 2 villagers to 1 rhino and resigned 2.5 minutes in the semifinals of the first Wandering Warriors Cup. And I told Yo, who's watching right now, by the way, Yo is the translator for Licks and like really good friends with the guy. I told Yo like a couple weeks ago that we changed the rhinos in the middle because of him. And Yo and I were in pretty good terms, but like, I don't know if he thought that that was that funny. I think the pain was still very real in his mind. He just dropped an 11 and said nothing else, you know? I was like, whoops. Maybe it's still too fresh. It's too fresh of an incident. He was playing that entire series from an internet cafe, by the way. He wasn't playing from home. He was on like a vacation or something. Second dock from Ganji. Villagers to gold. This feels like galleys. Villagers to gold for Licks. And this feels like a sneak. We're gonna have a sneak. Now, look. It's a little late, but you can still tell that Licks would have been able to see the direction Ganji's villagers were going. So, oh, what? He's docking here? Wow, so he's docking here. Ganji's just spotted him. A dock? No, Licks! Licks. You gotta get this dock down. These are Berbervilles. Okay, but can he still complete the dock? What's happening? This is crazy. The villagers also get slightly faster here because it's feudal age. Man, that's such a weird decision from Licks. I thought he was going to go sneak archers. But he didn't know exactly where his opponent was. And he didn't think he'd be spotted. And Ganji spots him. Licks going to adapt now, build his second dock. And trying to keep this villager alive. And Ganji is 2 dock production already. And Ganji's going to kill this vill. Great heads up play from Ganji. Says, you will go nowhere. You will go nowhere. That was sick. Beautiful blocking, beautiful quick wall, beautiful reaction there from Ganji. And so that should be an edge for Ganji because he knows he denied a dock and he was already on 2. Galleys are out. Fires should be really difficult to deal with though until you get the critical galley mass. And res collected pretty much even. I think when you get to 6 galleys, that's where it becomes incredibly dangerous for the fire ship player. But before then, the fire ship should be trying to force the issue. I think that's what he was trying to do, by the way. I think he wanted his dock to be really close to the action. That was the logic. Fire galleys on the way out. But Ganji, who's had great sportsmanship, he allowed a re earlier because Licks didn't have the best of starts due to the trees. Ganji's looking great now. Look how fast these galleys are, too. They're so quick. Crazy. You don't think about Berbers for their fast ships, but on this map, you do. The fast villagers' fast ships feel so smooth. Like, that feels... I don't know how much faster it is. Is it 10% faster than other ships? Feels like more than that. It feels like... Well, it's 1.57 speed against 1.3 speed if you're comparing it to the fire. But Ganji is just... He just does not care. He just runs right into the fire. I think that's maybe something he should avoid, but... This is... Considering they both have gone for Navy and fast builds, it's just all Ganji so far. Unless this changes. We see Licks with a villager there now. He knows the lumber camp from Ganji's there. Fire ship is over here, though. This is good from Lix. Ganji has to be careful. His galleys are looking for the fish from Lix. He doesn't see them. He's looping around. Still sees nothing. Buffalo will be lost here, so he'll know Lix is down here. He's going to wall this area. And guys, I think it's very clear from Ganji's perspective that he is going to win water. Like, Lix has already kind of given up on it. So what crazy game sense from him to start to build his barracks and start to wall up just in case. Because there's the archers from Lix. He doesn't know there's archers, but it's really quiet out here. So the only thing that makes sense is his opponent must be sneaking land. Still producing villagers from these TCs to the berries and the hunt, both of them. But eventually you're going to need to escape. It's just, it feels awkward for Lix. Anytime you have the same opening from both, and it's this landslide of victory at the start, it's always going to feel like this. There's no deviation to the opening, really. It seems to be the build that more players are doing now, the double galley, which is why its starts are so important as well. If the wall wasn't here, the archers could run through. But now Lix needs to decide on if it's worth it for him to try and sneak these archers. Ganji doesn't know about that, but he's aiming to wall up everything. He might want knights. And, ooh, his galleys can even range the lumber camp. Lix is okay. Lix can drop the lumber camp far away from the shoreline. Ganji is up. Lix is up at the exact same time. Beautiful builds. Only 4 fishing ships working for Lix right now. And I see Vill's headed this way from Lix. Does Ganji notice that? Might have just caught a glimpse of that. This is just Lix adapting and running out into the darkness, hoping for some hunt, I think. That was not spotted at all. 3 archers from Lix. If there's a hole in the wall, devastating for Ganji. If there's not, Ganji will probably be able to have some knights. Ganji's taking the water buffalo. He's taking the elephant. He's full walling. He's got a scout for vision too. This is a perfect game from Ganji. No other way to say it, guys. It has just been a perfect build. Great adaptation the whole way through, and Lix is just going to build a lumber camp here. But can Lix ever, like, escape with these vills once these berries are done? He shouldn't be able to, right? Ganji has to be careful. Fire galley pops out. Okay, so Lix is coming back on water a little bit. If nothing else, just to escort these vills. I think he will lose this dock, though. And these archers still haven't found a way through. Adding scouts is such a nice move for multiple reasons. The main reason is you get vision on the map. But the secondary reason is it might be monks from Lix, because he's Bengalis. And he scouts the range. Sick. Yep, beautiful play from Ganji. And now Lix knows he's been spotted as well. And Lix is going to sneak another dock. As he also snags crossbow. Oh, Lix doesn't see he's getting hit down here. He's too distracted, guys. He might be looking at the water. He might be looking at his archery range. I think he's looking at his archery range. He has no clue. Oh, he's getting completely destroyed here. Ganji, very reminiscent of game number 1. He just seems faster. Feels like he has more multitasking. And as he was microing the light cav there, his opponent just had no clue. Lix is falling apart. He just now notices. But now, that that was his golden come. He has no protection down here. And he is coming back on water. He is trying to come back on water, I guess is the main word. But he can't make more ships. Because he doesn't have gold. And the crossbows, he's only got, what, 5 of them? They can go down to these knights. And again, Ganji just playing so smooth here. And if he wins this game, he'll be up against ACCM in the next round. What a tournament so far from Ganji. 3-0 first round. Lix is his first really tough test. This is looking like he's prepared well. Should be able to get the win here. I think, oh, he even pulls back the weak knights. We'll kill off those crossbows. The light cap's still running all around. And Lix is like, he's taking hunts underneath Ganji's TC. Like, he can't escape with any of these vills. This is like such a rough position. And it's definitely could be GG time. There's just no positives for Licks. Everything has gone wrong in this game. The villagers trying to escape. Ganji sees it. Ganji notices it. Oh, so now this TC can't really justify producing vills. You feel like you have to, but where are they going to work? Water is genuinely so important on this map. Not for the fish, but so you could escort villagers to safe land. I think you need to farm with these vills if you're Licks, but his eco is not set up for that. Kind of like Ganji is. All of his farmers will be here. Licks did find gold over here. He does have a fire galley here, but look at the difference in resources collected. This is against Bengalis. The Bengalis are supposed to be the economic powerhouse. Licks received 4 free vills this game. And just nothing is working. I want to go back and say it again because it was such a heads-up play from Ganji. The fact that he sensed that Licks was going to lose water and that Licks was basically giving up on water, and the wall and the early barracks was so good. He's like, okay, he's giving up on water. He must be sneaking, and that's exactly what happened. Now, I also want to go back that the villager that went forward from Licks, really wasteful. That could have been the sneak. If the sneak was earlier, Ganji might not have really had any clue. Someone's saying this is a quick map. So I agree. It is a quick map. But there's going to be a game that goes up to YouTube within the next couple days. It was from the first rounds. It was a 90-minute game on this map. Can you imagine how ridiculous a game would have to be on this map? For it to be 90 minutes and the things you would see. Like, use your imagination. Think of a unit. It happened in the game. It was just crazy. But what that has to be is both players have Knights and Light Cap moving around. Both players have Navy and demos. Both players getting raids in. Both players expanding. But here, Ganji just completely outplayed Licks in the early moments. And the GG's called. And Ganji gets the job done. Ganji wins 3-1. What a player. Guys, I'm really impressed with his shape. I know that he's the favorite, but, like, he was fast today. His builds were crisp. Also, his sportsmanship was awesome when Licks had the rough start here. Even Yo thanked him for his sportsmanship, allowed the restart. But he's on 3 town centers. He's got great upgrades. He's got vision on the whole map. That's a beautiful build. And Licks will maybe be regretting the houseboat game. The houseboat wasn't great. This game kind of lacked a bit of an edge as well. The grapple game was great, but on the maps where there was early aggression, Licks struggled today, which maybe is a little bit unlike him. And yeah, 27 seconds of TC idle time for Ganji that whole game with everything you have to do there. I mean, just ridiculous. Beastly player. ACCM, Ganji could be a really good series. Obviously, ACCM is still the favorite, but I mean it, dude. The hype over Ganji is real.